Today I'm going to show you guys how I actually transform reactive dogs into stable, well-behaved dogs. Major's owner is at a loss for what to do, and I'm ready to make their life easier. Okay, I'm gonna get started.
Okay.
Because he's definitely ready to bite people.
He went to training. 4 weeks turned into 6 weeks. But after training, actually, he got a little bit more aggressive. Whenever he passes by dogs, he's very reactive. He'll start lunging, snarling, showing his teeth, just trying to like exert their territory. Major gets very aggressive with men. He will show his teeth and his hackles will be raised. Men really gets him going, other dogs.
Just hold on, then give me the other end. So
Okay.
one hand on closer. And I just let him stop. Let him calm down. So he's really scared and he doesn't know how to interact with people. He's 3 years old and he's learning that if he lunges and tries to bite them, they back away. So because I didn't back away and I grabbed the leash, he panicked. He's just like very afraid of what's gonna happen. But I have to stay really calm to not make him more scared, because see right there, he has to just walk through it a little bit. It's okay. Stay back away from him so he doesn't bite you. Because at this point he's just like in panic mode, so he's like trying to bite anything that's close to him. It's okay. Good. It's okay. Come on. Good boy. Come, Major. Yes. Come. Good boy. Good job. Good boy. Good boy, Major. Sit. Yes. Good. So now I'm giving him time to just process what's going on.
We were at a dog park and we were on our way home, and then there was a gentleman like way far off. He was breaking off tree branches like stakes, and when he was walking past us, he was a big guy, and he was throwing up really aggressively, and he was like going at us like cussing, saying a lot of stuff, and that's when he started reacting terribly, and that was like protection mode, like fear, anxiety, everything. And it was just took all of everything to hold him back from attacking the guy. That reaction alone, I was like, oh no, like I have to get him to training. But putting him to training afterwards, that's when he started growling, like telling you like, hey, this, don't touch me, I don't like that, where a lot of people are just scared of him.
Good. Yes. Okay, come. So one thing that I do to desensitize before touching, the touch right now would be too much of a shock for him. It would surprise him because he hasn't had a brand new person just like force their way close to him and then touch him. So what I'm doing here is just the hand movement. So he gets desensitized to that first, and then I get closer and closer. And when I touch, because what I'm watching for right now is that he's very worried, very like panicky about what's gonna happen. So if I touch him, he's gonna get spooked and he's gonna try to bite just out of surprise. So when I touch him, I'm gonna do very careful, just one quick little touch, because he's probably gonna be like, whoa. But see, like any little things, just like this. So I'm gonna be very careful with that because he's gonna try to bite my hand. But if I do it one time slowly, move my hand away, show him that it's not a big deal, then I do it again, and then he's going to see it's not a big deal, then I can touch him more. Now this first interaction here is just for me to work with him, for me to get him to a level where he can follow directions from me. The training with other people is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to show you how to manage him and then how to introduce him to other people. Because of course you're not going to be passing the leash to them.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to teach you, it doesn't require you to pass the leash to someone else.
Okay.
What I'm doing now is basically getting myself to a level where I can represent you as the owner. So I want him to follow directions from me as if he would to his owner once you know what to do, you know? So this process is a little bit complicated to do, so I wouldn't really teach someone, but it does work really well to get the dog to that level.
Okay.
I can do this within minutes and get him like where he's going to be very comfortable with me.
He doesn't even sit when we go outside. He
He's so
refuses to sit for me.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to get him as close as possible to me, and do the hand again slowly. And I do know I have to be careful because like he might get spooked and then try to bite, so I'm going to do it very slowly. Yes. Good job. And even that little bit that I touch, I'm going to move around and try it again. Good boy. Good boy. Yes. Good. Good boy. So this is just desensitizing him to my touch, so he gets comfortable with that. So I'm just giving him some time. But then we're going to go into the right leash and collars to communicate with him, to introduce him to everything else.
Okay.
So that's going to be his next step, is just getting him with something around the neck. Okay, it's okay. So he's gonna feel more restricted because with the, around the neck there, right there. But it's just one step at a time. He's gonna get desensitized to that. Come. Yes. So something from around the neck is going to be a lot easier to give him directions. So you can tell he's a little bit enabled. That's why he freaks out like that, because that's a dog that's not conditioned to following directions. Like when you can just tell him, come here, do this, stay. He doesn't know how to follow directions. So when you put that type of leash, at first he tried to fight, but it was very minimal. Now he's able to follow directions already, meaning that when he feels that little bit of leash pressure, like this, come, instead of him panicking, trying to bite it, he actually follows directions. Okay. Something from around the neck is always going to be easier to give the dog directions than something around the chest, like a harness. Now we're going to lead the way. The very next step is going to be just a little bit more of what I was doing, establishing leash manners and obedience, away from the distractions. Then we're going to take him closer to dogs. I hear some dogs barking over there. We're going to take him over there. But we don't even want to do that yet until we have control over the dog, that we're able to communicate with him. And when I say control, it's not physical control. It's a way to communicate with him. So if I can actually tell him, Major, come, leave it, stop. Like, Major, come, stop, come, stop, sit. If I can keep telling him this all the time, and then I can gradually add distractions, then I have the perfect dog. Because I'm going to teach him how to pass by dogs, how to pass by people. And right now I'm basically just getting him to be a little bit more comfortable with all this that is going on, because he's in a new park, new people, new leashes on from the neck, and so there's a lot for him to process, All that I want to do is show him that I'm the one leading the way. So I go this way and I stop. I go to the left. I stop to talk to you. So you could be my neighbor right now. I'm talking to you. He's right there in the same position. When I'm done, I'm going to go to the right. So I'm going to bring him along with me as well. I can go a little faster. Stop again. Then turn to the left. This is very important. So every time you go for a walk, your dog knows where he belongs, which is right next to you. I always tell my clients to just pick whatever side you prefer. It can be the left or the right, it doesn't matter. As long as they're not showing the dog or competing with them in competitive obedience, then it doesn't matter. But it's good to be on the same side all the time. So what he's going to learn is every time he goes on a leash and he gets out of the house, out of the car, he goes on the same side. So it makes things less confusing to him. All he needs to do is pay attention to my steps and stay on the same side. If I walk, and then I stop. Just say, I don't have to do anything. He's just automatically learning to pay attention to me. I come to this side. Perfect. What we're going to start doing right now is actually walking him around the park, and then passing by different distractions. And basically, I don't think he's actually even going to do anything, because he already knows now he has to follow directions. He's a dog that he's pretty smart and he wants to follow directions, but there's a lot of fear. He just got to go out there more and pass through more distractions. If he misbehaves, we got to correct it, but I really don't think he even will do that.
Pass it, take a shot.
So now he's just, and you want to create a positive environment for him. So he's very close to a brand new dog, and we're all good. So that dog seems to be, pretty stable as well, and we're showing him that he can trust dogs by being this close to them and not letting it create any type of chaos.
No.
As far as leash manners, you want to do a lot of like redirecting like this, switching directions. So you go like this, turn around and go this way. And whenever he gets a little too comfortable going that way, turn around again. You can do a little bit of pull back towards you, but you don't want to be the whole time doing this, You want to teach him to always follow you. So you stop, then you turn this way. A lot of that. Stop again, go back this way. So then he's always busy having to pay attention to you. Instead, if you go like this, he's always busy with everything else, because he's 3 years old and he already trained himself to be like this. So we have to change it for him. We're just walking back and forth. Right there, pull him back. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't let him sniff everything.
Major. Let's go.
Yeah, pull him away from the grass. Good.
Come on, let's go. Come on.
Yeah, and be careful not to get him too close to the other dogs. He's gonna get a bad experience, if the dog lunges at him. So you always want to make your dog feel like they can trust you and they feel safe. Like if there's a dog, right now he doesn't trust other dogs. So if you bring him to the other dog's face, every time you go close to a dog, he's gonna feel like you're gonna do the same thing to him. He's gonna get more tense and defensive.
Okay.
If you walk around them, he learns that when he sees the dog, he can follow your directions because you're not gonna put him in a bad position.
Come on.
Good. So see, you always want to keep redirecting his attention because when he starts to fixate on the other dog, it's him getting triggered. He doesn't know how to
Okay.
relax around the other dog. So if you let it like this here, this is bad. See, when you stop for a second so you can see, bring him this way. Right there, stop. And then pay attention. This is bad.
Okay,
'Cause
that's the
bad.
fixation.
You see how they don't care right now? These two dogs are like, whatever. He is like, what is this dog gonna do? Watch. And the longer we let him feel like that, the worse it gets. So turn him around.
Leave it.
Yes.
Come on. Leave it.
Keep
Come on.
going.
Leave it.
Good.
Come on.
So you always want to redirect just like that.
Okay. Come on.
Yeah, every time he starts to fixate, and it's not the fact that he's looking at them, it's how he's looking at them. You want him to have a soft look, see the dog, and look away. When he looks and it's like, oh my God, there's a dog, you already know it's very intense for him, so it's bad. See how he does that even from a very far distance? There's a dog all the way over there, and he had already seen it. And he's very hyper vigilant about everything, so he's looking at everything, so he's always switching his attention to something else. So a lot of times, dogs that are more energetic, he's gonna be a little bit more intimidating to your dog as well when they don't know how to be around other dogs.
His biggest thing was his confidence and the reduction of his fear. You could see how more relaxed he is, just having somebody that understands his body language, understanding his psychology. Just seeing it firsthand makes me happy that, we could give him that kind of life, for me to learn a little bit more about him and me, just to get him, a good quality of life and to be able to go out and about amongst people, men, women, and other dogs and not be reactive about it. I learned that being confident and strong along with Major it goes a long way. Leash training, just prong collars, everything like that, just a little bit pressure makes a big difference too.
And yes, this is the same dog after just our very first training session. This is just what I do. Make sure you guys subscribe to see more transformations like this one.